Hello guys, Nick Swisher here. So I just wanted to make kind of an update video. I know that a lot of people saw my last Zion videos, so those are my last kind of trip videos that I have right now. But I actually just started doing large format photography. If you don't know what large format photography is, it's basically film photography where you're using 4" by 5" pieces of film, and you basically, let's see. Alright, so you put them in these film holders like this, slide it into the back of the camera, and take the image, and the camera is basically just a wooden box that keeps light out, and then the mechanical aspect of it is the lens. So the one that I have is a Shenhao, and I have a Cineron 210mm lens, which is a bit long, but the two came together on eBay, so it was a pretty good deal. And I'm just going to talk about my upcoming trips, what I have planned, and why I started doing large format photography. So large format photography is a type of format that really forces you to slow down. You have a lot of things to do. When you first get to a location, you have to probably get there hours in advance depending on what type of situation you're shooting. And you have to set up the camera, you have to get everything focused and compose, which also slows you down because the viewfinder, or not viewfinder, in this case it's called a ground glass, projects the image upside down and backwards. So that really forces you to pay attention to the edges of your composition. So when you get to a location, it takes a while to set up, you got to do everything, and then you have to use a light meter to get your meter reading for, you know, how long you're going to expose your scene. And the whole process takes a long time, but that's kind of the charm of it, and that's kind of why it works really well, is because it slows you down. Also, 4" by 5" film holds a lot of detail, a lot more detail than some digital cameras would. So I've already gone on one trip with this camera. I went down to a local photography area in Ohio. It's actually pretty popular if you live in Ohio. It's called Hocking State Park. There's a lot of really good waterfalls to photograph down there. And I kind of went there at the end of one day and then the start of another. So I was there first in the afternoon, and I shot like one scene, just exposed a couple sheets of film. Again, it takes a while to shoot with this camera. And then the next morning I woke up really early to get to this really popular location called Old Man's Cave, because you really do have to get there early to avoid all of the crowds. So I had a pretty good time shooting, and I got to experience what it was like. And the images I took, since my lens was kind of longer, some of them were a bit more abstract, and they kind of focused on aspects of the scene that that most landscape photographers wouldn't focus on. And I think that's what I liked about this, is also with the kind of more square format of it, it kind of forced me to get a bit more creative. So I think those images are going to turn out all right. I exposed one sheet of black and white and 4 sheets of Ektar film overall. So I sent those off, and I think they arrived at the lab today. So now I'm probably going to get them back several days from now, and I'll probably have that video uploaded hopefully next week, or maybe a week after that. So that's one trip I have coming up that was pretty successful. Of course, I'll have to see how the film turns out, really, to see how successful it really was. But now for my upcoming stuff, I've got one trip planned, which I'm also going to be doing large format photography on that trip, and that is to the Smoky Mountains. We have relatives who live in Knoxville, so we're going to head down there around Christmas and stay with them, and then I'm going to have 2 or maybe 3 days to go around the park shooting scenes. Now, I'd really love to photograph some snowy scenes, but there's also some waterfalls kind of in the lower elevation area that I'd like to check out. I've been to the park once before, and I know Alan Brock has done 4x5 large format photography down there, and he's taken some really great shots. So I think it would be a pretty great place to do large format. So that's like my main upcoming trip. I don't really have anything planned out after that, But before I end this little update video, I want to thank a couple people. The first person I want to thank is David Hirst. He actually gave me a shout out probably like 3 months ago, I think, and that really gave me a jump in people who were watching my videos. Kind of gave me a little push, and I started kind of building up a lot more momentum with my channel. And also John Ibarra, I hope I'm saying your name right, but I really want to thank him because he gave me a shout out at the end of one of his videos, and that really helped out a lot. And basically like a week ago I was at like 170 subscribers or something. Now I'm at 225, so that's a really big leap. So if you're new to my channel, there's definitely an upcoming trip video, and then I have another trip planned after that that you can look forward to. So yeah, I'd just like to thank those guys. You should definitely check out their YouTube channels if you haven't already. I think most of the people who watch my channel, or at least some of them, know of those guys if you watch my channel, because I'm kind of a smaller channel. But I wanted to thank them because they really helped out my YouTube channel a lot so far. And it's almost been a year since I started YouTube, but I've got like 1 more month to go. So that's like my kind of upcoming stuff. And for large format, I'm probably going to be using this most of the time. And that's unless I go on any really big trips where I'm traveling to really far out locations. And I might even use my digital camera to do Milky Way photography as well. But I'm definitely going to be I'm going to try to be using the large format camera a lot more often. And yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. I've found a film lab that develops 4x5, so that's pretty good, but I still need to find a scanner. And I actually found out that my school, they actually have a scanner. I think it's like the Epson V600. Yeah, V600. And that scans 4x5 negatives. So I might be able to go in maybe before school and use that and scan my film for the video for you guys. So hopefully that'll be coming out next week or 2 weeks after this video. But I just want to make a little update for tonight to tell you guys what was going on, especially since I just ran out of design videos, so I don't really have any in the field type content. So definitely look forward to the next several videos on my channel over the next couple of months. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video.